Grateful, Nick. How you holding up, brother?
Doing really good. 1 second.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How you holding up?
Holding up pretty good. How about yourself?
Grateful, brother. Can't complain. I woke up this morning.
Hey, that's true. I love it. By the way, like how these calls typically go when there's more than one person, typically just start with one, just spend about like 20 or 30 minutes and then can discuss like with the other person, but feel free to like chime in if need be, if you have like anything you'd like to add. But yeah, did you want me I can start with you, Mayor, first, given you're eating right now.
Yeah, you could do that.
Cool. Mayor, what's going on?
Hello.
How's your day going?
Good. How are you?
Good. How's everything been since doing the kind of what we discussed last?
Yeah, so that project that I told you for the dental AI,
Yeah.
we started with Hostinger, but it turns out that it's not HIPAA compliant. So
Hostinger?
Yeah.
Well,
So
if you use Hostinger, also is it Hostinger or Hostinger?
I think it's Hostinger. It can be anything, but
I don't know.
for hosting N8N on there, it wasn't HIPAA compliant. So we ended up hosting it on AWS on an EC2 instance. So now just working on getting the agent set up and hooking up the webhooks and everything. And also regarding what we last spoke about, sending Loom videos to prospects, to different prospects. So I'm currently building an MVP, I would say, that's basically like a template that I can just switch the prompts for. And I'm also making a very basic dashboard for that. So what's going to happen is that I will connect that dashboard with Superbase. I've already set up Superbase, set up everything on retail. And now I'm just going to make the dashboard and just show some metrics in there so that I can, when I make a Loom video, then I can just copy paste the website content and change the prompt a little bit based on who I am making the video for. And then basically just create a Loom and walk them through how the agent is accepting calls and booking appointments and how it's being reflected in the dashboard. So I think it would paint a clearer picture on how the whole system works, and it might attract the client more if I have this MVP. So just working on it, I would say I'm like 60% there, and today probably I would finish the dashboard. I'm just using Claude to make the dashboard because I tried Lovable actually, but they just create so many files. It just becomes too much for just an MVP. So I'm just creating something from scratch that has like a limited number of components and everything is very clear on from where the data is coming in, from where the webhooks are set up. So stuff like that. And I also didn't reach out to anyone on LinkedIn. So what I'm going to do is once I have the demo, then I will do the emails as well as do the Looms and send it over LinkedIn. So just saving those in-mail credits for now so that I can use them effectively. So yeah, that's the whole progress.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the in-mail thing, I mean, they'll probably reset, I mean, like within like the next day or so. So, I mean, like, I believe that's how it would work with the limits and everything with LinkedIn. It's just like at the end of the month, I would assume. I don't know if it's like a rate thing. I would assume it's at the end of the month. But
I'll double check that. If that's the case, then I can utilize the ones I have already because I still have 1 day.
Yeah, definitely check that. Because if it's like an end of the month type thing, then you could just send, like over 100 emails before like tomorrow or before like the end of tomorrow. But in any case, yeah. So in terms of being like HIPAA compliant and everything, so I just wanted to like revisit like what we talked about last with making sure that like everything's going to be HIPAA compliant. So like we have the VPS. So you're going to be using AWS. I know that you can be HIPAA compliant with AWS. DigitalOcean too, as well.
Yeah.
So you can sign BAAs with them. So
Yeah.
just to be clear, like where's this client located? Like in the States?
Yeah, it's in the United States.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you decided if or talked with the client about any costs or anything like that? Because Supabase, it's pretty expensive to be compliant, as we discussed, obviously. But
Yeah, we also ditched Supabase because we are just having the whole infrastructure on AWS. So we are using their Postgres database, and we are using Amazon S3 for storing the call recordings and everything. And for hosting N8N, we are using an EC2 instance, and everything is in a private cloud. So it's not accessible to anyone except us. And that's done by, assigning IPs
yeah,
and having a private subnet. So
yeah,
it was a long setup to do, but
yeah,
there was I learned a lot of things, and I mean it basically gave me like a foundation. So even if I want to go into the dental practices and pitch it to them, then it's going to be comparatively easy for me to do that because now I know how should I set everything up.
right, yeah, okay. And are they using a practice management system?
Yes. So for practice management, we are just going to use, I think it was Next Gen Health API,
Next
which is
gen?
basically, yeah, which is basically a connector for different health management system
Yeah,
for dental practices. So
yeah. I mean, really,
haven't
like the
got
only
to
thing like you would
the,
ever have to integrate with, the practice management system, is this just like the scheduling, for the most part. I can't think of like what.
scheduling and patient information to see if they're already in the system or not. So
Mhm.
that's one more thing to do.
Yeah, but yeah, I just asked because some PMSs are easier to integrate with, and some are a bit more complicated. Like I think Athena Health is like a bit more complex, but yeah,
They have the major PMS systems integrated with them. So if we have like a
well, that's good.
request for,
I haven't worked with NextGen in particular, but
okay,
okay. And then were you going to, you know, so like one thing that we do with like our healthcare clients is also like obviously like we want to post like all the information into some sort of CRM, just
yeah,
making sure that like we can track everything. So what is going to be used for that portion?
sorry, you can repeat that?
Were you guys did you discuss any CRM?
No, as I told you before, that it basically it's going to have two versions. One will be the version where the dental clinic is not using a patient management system, and for that we are just going to use Amazon RDS. And if they have a management system, then we're going to first ask them which one they're using, and we will set up the most popular ones in the MVP. And if they are using some that are not covered by us, then that would be a custom integration. So we haven't really got into that whole thing right now because it's the first week of the project and we are doing the basic setup, setting up the conversation flow and everything.
Mhm.
So once we reach that stage where we have to integrate the CRM, then we will have a more clearer picture on what to do about that.
Nice.
But for a general case, we are just going to use the Next Gen Health API
Mhm.
and see what
Yeah,
options
you shouldn't
it
have
has
much
to offer.
problems with them. But cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, just again, like I would try to like hop on a call with like Kashav and just like get him like up to like speed on that.
yeah, I haven't
Um,
spoke to him even once, so I will
Yeah.
definitely
just
reach
like
out
jump
to
on
him.
like one of those office hours with him. He should have one tomorrow or so. But
Yeah, he
yeah,
has one
he'd be a
tomorrow.
good person to just kind of like walk through this with as well, because like he handles like most of the fulfillment, pretty much all the fulfillment for like all these projects nowadays for our clients. So
Okay.
he's a good person to talk to. But anyways, so where's your head at right now with were you continuing to go after real estate?
Okay, so I did a little bit of digging into the whole niche selection, and I have also come up with another one, which is car dealerships. And the reason that attracts me is because their setup is going to be a lot simpler than
And I'm sorry, what
setting up
niche did you say it
something.
was?
Car dealerships.
Car dealerships.
Yeah. So because they also have like receptionists that are always booking test drives and just booking appointments for customers to come in, check out a vehicle, or even discuss financing options. So currently, the MVP I'm actually creating is basically what I did is went into Sales Navigator and searched for some car dealerships in the US, and I just picked one and scraped their website and created the prompt based on that, based on their working hours, the services they're offering. And so I'm going to start with car dealerships. And as I will have the template for an MVP, then I will also try with real estate. So let's see which one sticks.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're just like continuing to reach out to them and like actually like talking with these business owners, or at least like doesn't have to be the owner, decision makers, because sometimes it might be hard to reach the owner of these dealerships. But in any case, like just talking with decision makers, actually learning and understanding their pain points, making sure that they're like
Uh-huh.
actually validated. I haven't worked with any dealerships myself, um, but I know somebody like who has targeted it and they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I think it's a good niche because car dealerships also have like a high ticket size for the clients, and we can pitch the system to them, tell them that you might be missing like 50% of your calls.
Hmm.
So having an AI agent that's available all the time will really help you book more appointments and of course drive more sales.
Yeah, beyond that, like there's like room for like different solutions to be implementing as well. Definitely some
Yeah,
different avenues
definitely.
you could like kind of go through. But yeah, in any case, like would still have to validate it. Do you know any have any connections of car dealerships or like anybody who runs like maintenance shops, anything like that, that would be able to like, segue into that sort of thing?
No, I don't have any connections in that area.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, just curious. I mean, it's obviously like it'll make it easier for you if you were to, but um yeah, I'd be interested to see like, I mean, I'm sure they would be mostly residing on LinkedIn, but definitely over email you'd be able to reach them, email, text. Those are going to be like two definite channels. Facebook as well. Pretty much anyone's on Facebook nowadays, at least over the age of like 20 or 30.
Hmm.
But yeah, so what we were discussing about the outreach, were you going to send that to dealerships or real estate professionals?
I'll do it for both of them. So I'll send it to dealerships and
Mm.
also to real estate ones. But the current MVP I'm creating is for dealerships. So once it's complete, I'm just gonna clone the retail agent and modify it for real estate, just to give a demo. And of course, then we can add more features to it.
Yeah.
Currently, I'm just um, focusing on booking appointments.
Yeah, and given like that, you're still like in the early stages of like discovery. Like it's you're not like too deep, where like you're not sacrificing much if you like just toss or like start a brand new niche, I should say. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
this is like the perfect stage to be actually. I mean, you wouldn't want to have like more than like 3 niches. So I think this is like perfect for you, having healthcare, real estate wholesalers, and car dealerships. I mean, car dealerships can like kind of be like weaned between like maintenance shops and stuff like that. They are somewhat similar. But
Okay.
yeah, did you have any particular questions or anything that you want to go through?
Not for now. I think once I start reaching out to people with demos, then we can clearly weigh the options we have and then decide a strategy from there.
Mhm.
So just going all in on creating the MVP, and hopefully the MVP will be completed and the outreach will be started this week. And let's see if we can get any replies by Monday.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, keep me posted like how everything's going. Would like to kind of like see like what you're using within your scripts and everything like that. But in any case, like have a call tomorrow, office hours tomorrow, that we can discuss that a bit as well. Or if you just want to like message me as well, can go through it there.
Yeah, sure. I will also join the office hours with the shop. So just
Yeah,
to
his
get
is
a
tomorrow. I don't
technical,
know what time, but
it's the same time tomorrow. So
right.
we'll discuss with him and get a technical overview. I will also tell him the current architecture we are using, and of course, we would have some suggestions. So I would like to hear them.
Yeah, of course. Cool. Well, in any case, like if there's anything else, feel free to like message me, or anything, or like feel free to like stay in this call. Whatever works. But in any case, Christ, how's everything going?
It's going great, brother. I have a couple meetings next week with some small businesses for automations and for estate planning. Um, I have a meeting with it's pretty much along the same vein. It's a preschool, a daycare center,
Mm-hmm.
and they're expanding rapidly. So they're looking to automate their intake and their outtake and their outbound. Um, so I've been building out those systems. I've got the back end pretty much done.
What we were going through last week.
So that's the actual charter school. It's they're more or less the same. So I'm finishing up the charter school in hopes of being able to kind of like utilize the same process, just at a not as expensive rate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still having issues with tethering the VO into the overall N8N workflow.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, would it be possible to go over your basically, I guess, the setup for the VAPI? I used the JSON that you sent me, since it was focused on sales as opposed to like intake and just communications.
Yeah.
I had to kind of put it through my IDE, and it revamped it so that it was more applicable.
Mm-hmm.
But I figure if I can just get one working version uh on the N8N as far as like the connection to BAPI and stuff, then I
Yeah.
can kind of
Yeah. Let's go through it.
awesome. So I'll share the page.
Which JSON was it that I shared? I can't remember.
I'll bring it up right now actually. See if I can find it.
Was it the outreach one?
It was, I'm not sure which one it was actually. It was the one that's pretty extensive, but I was just dealing with it yesterday, so I'm trying to figure out where I put it. Where is it at now? Where did it go? Hmm, certainly, yeah, I think this is the one right here. I'll share the screen with you. Oh, I'm used to Zoom, so this one's kind of new to me.
Yeah, I was considering using Zoom for these calls, but it is what it is. Vappy Superbase.
So I think this is the one that you
Oh
had.
yeah, the outreach one.
Yeah. So I ended up throwing this into the IDE. The IDE ended up coming up with like an amalgamation of what my PDR is and what your JSON is.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up creating me kind of a mess of a workflow.
What a better approach is going to be. Oh wow.
Well, that one's the one I built out, but
I was about to say that looks pretty clean. Just a lot going on.
yeah, I wish I wish it I wish it functioned as well as it looks.
We'll get it
But
there.
let me see. I think it was this one. Yeah, I think this was the integrated fix that it came
Yeah.
up with.
What's going to be a better approach, honestly? Just with that JSON, just copy it. Or actually, if you already have it downloaded, I mean, maybe. All right, let's do this. Just go to import. So if you go to like those three dots at the top right, import from file, and then just find the JSON. I can't remember what it was called exactly. It had internet. I think Superbase in the text as well.
Yeah, I have this crazy 2-screen laptop, and sometimes the applications get caught between the 2 screens, so it's a little weird. Which one was it?
You had the text open somewhere. You just find that.
Yeah, it got caught up. It got stuck in between 2 screens. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can unstick it.
Computer you use, by the way, or laptop.
I got a custom. Um, I ended up building out something because I had a what was I doing? I was doing data harvesting at some point, and I needed something with a lot of GPU. So I ended up ordering a custom that kind of emulates the was the Asus, where it had like the touch screen bottom and like the yeah, that one.
Nice. And an Vappy Superbase prompt. You could just import it in this one.
It's got so many different things. How would I just import it?
So if you go to again like those three dots, just go to like import from file. It'll just be like the concise like that one file. So any Vappy Superbase. Okay, see you, Amir.
You've seen it?
No, just I would just try to re-download it really quick, like the text.
All right.
But what we're gonna do is basically just kind of import like what I have straight into N8N and then just tweak it from there. So like just tweak in like the LLM, like whatever I have in there to like your particular situation. You already have the text. You should just be able to just go back to the file.
Yeah, I don't know. It was I ended up copying and pasting it from what you had sent me. So so this is the original file.
Yeah, just try to download that and then there you go. Okay. Yeah, so I mean like Okay, I was actually thinking that this was a completely different workflow that we were going to be doing. Are you sure this is the right one?
Yeah, this is the one you had sent. That's why I was a little confused when I threw it in. I was like, oh wow, this is a small workflow for everything that it does.
Mhm.
Uh,
Well, let me just explain like what this one was doing if you go back to it.
you want me to go back to the N8N or?
Yeah. So really it's just like a inbound message. It's relatively like straightforward. So anytime like Vappy finishes up, it's going to grab that transcript, going to go to that like sentiment analysis. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like for this video, or this is from like a demo that I did. So like the sentiment analysis shouldn't have like any lengthy instructions to it. So this is like there's a lot of room to play around with it. So I mean, like what you're trying to do ultimately is just summarize these calls, store it in Supabase, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you also mentioned you had some issues with VO. So I suppose we could start with this first. But first off, just make sure that the webhook is going to be configured to your Vappy agent properly. So if you just grab that production URL and then just throw it within your system. If you scroll down to messaging, or if you just like Control F, it's like in this like assistant section.
Where in
Yeah, just search up messaging. It should be like at the very bottom, like the 7th option. Yeah, there you go. And then server URL, you can just throw the webhook within that endpoint from N8N. Just make sure it's the production one. And then if you publish it, then it should be good. So every time the call finishes, it's going to be sending the transcript within there.
okay.
I can't remember exactly what the code node was doing. I believe it was just to parse like the first name and stuff like that. I don't know JavaScript myself, so I'm not gonna be able to read that. But
Yeah, I think it's just to separate the
just parsing
yeah.
some different things. But in any case, you'll also have to add like another like node. It's just like an if node to make sure like that the call is actually finished, because like what's gonna happen is whenever you could throw it like before the code node.
Before the code.
Um, basically like an end of call report, because what's going to happen is whenever Vappy is running, it's going to send like probably like 20 or like 30 different calls to this webhook, but we only want to focus on like the very last one, and the very last one it'll say like end of call report. So I don't know if you'll be able to find that mapping right now, but that's like what you'll have to do for the if node.
Okay.
I could send you like the expression for it if you can't find it. It'll be within, like the expression would be within N8N that you'll find. I think it'll just be like end of call dot report or something like that. Again, like if you can't find it, like once you're like testing and everything, I'll send you
Okay.
these.
Is
Send
it
you
a
the
node
expression.
or
No, if you go like into if, you just have to like map it and just do that.
okay? And so based on this setup, I was having an issue yesterday. So I'm able to get the N8N webhook to recognize that there's a incoming call coming.
Mhm.
Um, but when the task is done, the operator or the assistant prompts to hang up, but they just remain idle. Is that something that you had to deal with?
When the task is done, it just remains idle.
Yeah. So like when it's saying it was a pleasure to speak with you, have a good night. You know, you say good night and it goes, all right, good night. And then it'll be like, so I'm going to update this system and I'm going to add this thing in, and this person said this, and it's like, whoa, 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 why are you giving your prompts to the client
Yeah,
opposed to hanging up?
that's most likely just an issue within Vappy itself.
Okay.
So There is, we'll have to find it really quick. So go back into VAPI Assistant. Well, for one, there's an idle timeout where we just were on that messaging. I actually haven't used that myself, but that could help a little bit.
And that's this part right here, right?
No, that just missed it. Maybe scroll up a little bit.
I think it's this, the silence timeout.
There is a different one, but in any case, there's a feature that you can enable. Hold on, let me find it myself. That we typically use to make sure that like no credits are going to be wasted and that like it actually hangs up when it's supposed to. I forget exactly like which section it's in. Let me find it.
Because I did something with tools, I think, yesterday in the process inbound. I had added request complete. Thank you for calling. Goodbye. And then it's supposed to end call after that message is spoken, but none of that worked. So.
Let me find it. Okay, if you go to predefined functions.
Is that in the assistant or?
Yeah, it is. It's like it's like the fourth section, fifth section down, something like that.
Gotcha.
And it is just enable end call function.
Yeah, that's fire. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, definitely test it with it though and make sure it's not like hanging up when it shouldn't be, because sometimes like in the past, like it's hung up when it shouldn't have.
Okay.
But what you can use for testing is Lang Fuse. So I'm gonna share a link to it right now, but Lang Fuse is what I'm getting my team to start using. So like I actually like recently found out about it. I'll throw it in the chat, but it's going to be amazing for testing based on like the research that I've done so far.
Okay.
It's it'll explain like why hallucinations are happening, how to like fix it and stuff like that, but definitely like dive into that like once you get to the testing stage. So I just published that, and from there obviously like you'll just have to hook it up to your Supabase sequences, but so if you go back to like that end-to-end workflow, the only other thing that you would have to change is sentiment analysis. So like changing the outcomes to like whatever your situation would be. So if you change like the categories to like booked call, didn't book call, stuff like that.
Okay, where it says here book consultation, didn't book.
Yeah, exactly. So you could change that within the sentiment categories, and then you can sentiment categories is the second text box.
Oh, okay, I see it.
Yeah, and then the system prompt template, like obviously like there, you're just going to create like the instructions and like describe like when to go down this route, when to go down that route, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And then the next section, obviously just like storing in like whatever route necessary. But besides that, that's like essentially this inbound workflow. So yeah, it can get a lot.
The entire I don't remember if it was a dentist that you were dealing with, or I forget which example that you had initially set up for like the outbound and stuff.
For the outbound, it was a medical clinic. Yeah.
Medical clinic. Okay, so this is all right. So in real time, when the medical clinic receives a phone call, it transcripts, but how do you update the discussion within their back end system?
Within like their CRM, you're saying?
Yeah, within their CRM, because that's really where I've been having the biggest issue, where I'm
Yeah,
building this out.
so let me first show you like what we have like in production. Hopefully I'm logged in to the client's instance.
are you using any of the IDEs right now, like the or the CLIs? Like,
No, not really. Honestly, I
uh,
just have like I just use Claude. I do want to do like I do need to be using them more than I should. But also like I haven't been doing as much like I've been like kind of removing myself from like technical and like not posting as many technical videos. So has it been like a huge need right now?
mhm.
Just because like Kashav's handling most of I don't know if you've met Kashav yet, but
No, I haven't met him yet.
um again like I was telling Umair, he's another like good person to go through like all the technical stuff with. Because like he handles pretty much all the fulfillment nowadays. So like for us in particular, like this is exactly, oh, by the way, this is what I was referring to. This is the expression that you'll use in the if node. If you want to like put that in right now,
Okay.
it'll be I'll throw it in the
If
chat actually.
somebody- Yeah, I've had that condition before. I've been like I've been building these things and kind of trashing them because they're not
Yeah,
as efficient. But I'm guessing that's kind of the process.
yeah. And that's the like where like you run into like limitations with N8N as opposed to just like programming and like using
Hmm.
or like using an IDE to help you like vibe code, whatever. Is like you just have to like always like kind of just go through these things again, like typing these out, setting that up again. Whereas like your IDE would be able to like track all of this for you and automatically input like whatever expressions that you needed. But in any case, I just threw that in the chat if you want to like throw this into your if node. So that's just gonna get like the last node. But essentially like what we're doing right here, we are just getting like the unique identifier. So the unique identifier here was the phone number. So if like the phone number existed, like it would go down this route where like you already have it set up where like it'll determine like, okay, well, did they book a call or did they not? So we are just storing everything within Supabase.
Hmm.
For this in particular, like the conversation, the transcript, and the stage, we didn't store it within the CRM um, because they may not have been created in the CRM just yet. So like we use like Go High Level, and it's like actually like kind of a bitch to use with like this entire process to be
Hmm.
extremely frank. Um, but how we actually do integrate it, let me find a good workflow for it.
Yeah, that's been like one of my bigger challenges too, because I have a go high level. Basically, my trigger is well, my workflow is it goes if it's an inbound call, it goes through VAPI, then it gets executed by another independent workflow. That agent receives the inquiry or the query, then it gets executed back to the main workflow so that it can outsource the information from Superbase and the SQL,
Mm-hmm.
and then it goes back into the VAPI in order to answer any questions. Once the once the conversation is completed, it exit back out of that workflow back to the main in order to update the Go High Level, the Superbase, and the yeah, I think it's just the Go High Level and the Superbase that gets updated.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's definitely like pretty tricky to like manage. Also, N8N just released, I don't know if you saw it, but like it's not going to be on this instance because I didn't update this yet, but um you can actually add like agents as tools now. So like within this, like I can add another agent and it's going to, instead of like having to call like another workflow,
Mm-hmm.
it's just going to like be like its own node, which makes things like cleaner and a lot less workflows. But
I thought it was about efficiency. Like if you have the separate workflows, there's a lot less probability of the uh, of the bot malfunctioning.
I mean, there's a few different like benefits to it and like
Mm-hmm.
reasons for it, but biggest thing is just like yeah, like efficiency, making sure that like you don't have to go through like a bunch of like hurdles to create like multi-agentic
Mm-hmm.
scenarios. But anyways, like right here, like how we're actually integrating with Go High Level, like what we do is, well, I created another workflow, but in this instance, like I could have just used like the agent now that it's a brand new feature. So let me open up this. So in this instance, like if they booked a call, like we're going to update that in the CRM. Like we're only updating like specific things in the CRM, like booked calls, didn't book call, stuff like that.
What if the client like updates their information? Does that also update in your CRM, or is it just book call that you have
If a client
allocated for it
updates
right now?
their information, what do you mean by that?
So like since I'm dealing with a school, the parents have to have their most up-to-date contact information. So if there's anything that's outdated, as soon as they inform the system that there's a newer contact, the trigger goes to go high level and it updates their contact.
Yeah. I mean, you could pull that information from it. You just have to like make sure that you have like a good unique identifier, like what's going to be like the ID that's going to be consistent
Hmm.
to like always pull from. So is it like email? So like for us in particular, I forget what we used for this project as the unique identifier. I think it was,
Yeah, this is a super extensive workflow. It looks like kind of like reminds me of voice flow, the way that you set it up.
yeah, it's not the most scalable, but like it works. And to be honest, like we're probably gonna like moving forward, we're just gonna program, um, because like I don't know, N8N's great. It's great for like prototypes and like other like production things, but to a certain point, like you just have to like if you want to get like more scalable, and keep doing it for more and more clients, like it's just going to be more efficient to program. Um, so yeah, that's where like using an IDE is going to be better. So like I forget like what we used for our unique identifier. I think I could find it here. Okay, it was Go High Level ID. So every time a contact is created in Go High Level, it like assigns like a Go High Level ID. So that's like what we used as our unique identifier.
Okay.
So I mean, like since you're using Go High Level, you can use that as well. It gets very intricate and very complicated. We like this messed with our heads
Yeah, no,
quite a
I've been
bit.
working on this for 2 months. I get it.
Yeah, and it took us about a month with like 2 people. So I mean that makes sense. But um, so you can use Go High Level as the unique identifier. So like if I go into Go High Level right now, let me find it. Okay, so like this lady. So Brenda, she already has her unique identifier. It's not shown on here. Well, I don't know, maybe this is it, but this ID is always going to be consistent, but like sometimes the email can change or the phone number can be updated. So if that's the case, like it's still going to like pull that information from and like store it like into like that contact. So like for you in particular, like maybe, yeah, like address change or like grade change, stuff like that.
Mm.
So you'll just have to like think about like what's going to be the best ID. And it'll probably like if you're using Go High Level, it'll probably be the Go High Level ID. But like where you can run issues into is okay, well, what if we're on the phone? Like how are we gonna get that Go High Level ID?
Yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, search up a contact, find if the phone number exists, or yeah, find if the phone number like on that call exists.
Hmm.
If it does exist, let me find it actually. I'll show you. If it does exist, well, in that case, we can just find the associated Go High Level ID. So you can see right here in this inbound workflow, like pretty much like what I gave you earlier,
Okay.
we have a Superbase node where it's going to retrieve that, just searching for that phone number. So let me see a recent execution. So in this instance, like a contact was created already. So that phone number existed. As you can see, like, I think this is the Go High Level ID. Maybe, oh no, here it is. So it existed. So in this case, like we're not going to add a new contact. We're just going to update that contact.
Yeah.
And here it looks like the call was forwarded, so we didn't have to do anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
I forget the moral of this. I think it was
So
like
with this setup, do you have like an inbound and an outbound VAPI?
yeah. So this is the outbound right here.
Okay, so everything's in one. It's basically in one workflow.
yeah, so outbound, and then we have inbound right here. So with the outbound, like what's happening is if somebody fills out a form, then it automatically just like creates a go high level contact. So that's going to be like triggering this webhook, and then it's going to trigger the VAPI call and everything. So we'll have all that information from the form and that context, and then it'll go down like this route and everything. But this is also available in, I don't know which template or like which video in the community, but if you need it, I could send it over.
Yeah, please do, because this one is, I'm trying to figure out. So like when I seen the N8N workflow just generate from the doc that you gave me, I was expecting it to look more like this because
Yeah, like what I gave you was just for the inbound.
okay,
And like, again, like I didn't want to give you everything like this because like I didn't know like if you're using Go High Level or like anything like that. Also, this has like I think some confidential data I would definitely have to clean up first. But yeah, like all we're doing is just like checking for like the unique identifier. Like for you, like the unique identifier, well, for the inbound, it's probably always going to be phone number. But yeah, like down here, I forget like what this node was. I think it was just like creating a contact and Go High Level, or maybe searching for a contact. I can't remember exactly. We built this out a while ago.
I get it. Like once I build them, the next day I have no idea what I did.
Exactly. That's why like whenever I'm building, like I just have to add like sticky notes and explain it, or like maybe create like an SOP, just like breaking it down. Because like if I go through this really quick, like there's so much that like goes into it, given like only a handful of them are activated and
I get it.
used, but like there's so much that goes into like these like voice agents. Like if you want to create like a do not contact registry and stuff like that, like where like if they ask like, or if like somebody says like
stop, basically.
yeah. Yeah, let me actually within then here it would be
So do you have, besides this workflow, let's say for like the I know you don't deal with dentistry, but the health clinic, do you also have like a bot that does like the emailing, the texting, or is all of that done through Go High Level directly?
we do that through Go High Level just because
Okay.
like our client was already using it. So
Nice.
we figured to do it through there. Like in this instance, what do we do here? Oh, this is just for an admin. But like you can include like a Twilio node, a email node, a Slack node, whatever it may be. But yeah, so like here, update Go High Level. That's gonna take us to, let me open it back up. Oh wait, no, it's right here.
Because I'm like trying to find an alternative to High Level. I'm like thinking about building out my own CRM because 500 a month is getting kind of crazy for things that
500, is that you're on the agency plan?
Yeah.
Well, what's the biggest reason you're on it?
Honestly, because I was building out my own stuff and I ended up building out like 6 or 7 profiles, so I figured it just made sense. And I get attached to things, so it becomes difficult for me to erase it, even
Honestly,
though I'm
like
using it.
yeah, I'm just on the $99 per month plan, and like the biggest reason why I would like get the agency plan for me like right now is just for the dashboard. But
Yeah.
to be honest, like I kind of hate Go High Level. I think it's like so ugly. I think the UI sucks.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle with them.
Yeah. Look into, I don't know like if it's even really worth the hassle, but what was it called? There was one that I really wanted to try out. Like easy. I don't know. If I think of it, I'll have to let you know. But definitely downgrade, dude. I don't think like you need the $500 per month plan, but in any case, like what I'm doing right now is I'm updating. So like right here, I already have like the contact information. I have the Go High Level ID. Okay, so with that, I am searching by the email because like we always have the email. Like if somebody submits the form, we get their email. So for us, like we could enter this here. So we search up their email. We're getting like the opportunities
Mhm.
and then listing that out and then updating an opportunity. So updating that opportunity, it's just going to like trigger like a automation and Go High Level to, this isn't like the account. This is like my internal account, but yeah, it was just like triggering like an email to send and like a follow-up and everything like that. Like if they booked a call saying like, hey, thanks for booking a call and everything like that. Pretty straightforward stuff like within Go High Level, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of a mess right now because like some automations are set up in here, some are set up in Go High Level.
Mhm.
If you'd like, I can give you the snapshot. Actually, I don't know if I'd be able to do that with because it does have like some particular things about their clinic. Let me see.
So I think that's going to be my next uphill battle, figuring out how to align everything and go high level. I have I so I had a couple PDRs that I had generated, and I went through the step by step on how to build out like the technicals.
Mhm.
But again, it's like you kind of go through these modes where you're getting so much work done, and since you're just kind of taking dictation, you're not really paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah. Well, honestly, like it's pretty simple integrating with Go High Level at the end of the day.
Okay.
The complex thing is like just determining like what your unique identifiers are. So, okay, this workflow, like where we're going to trigger like Go High Level, trigger that automation, it's coming from this right here. So we're always going to have their email because like somebody fills out a form, we get their email, like it's a requirement to fill out the form. So like we can like go down like to this route down here, like where it's gonna like update Go High Level, and we can
Mhm.
use email as like the way that we'll search for the contact. And like we just needs to grab like the current opportunities and stuff to be able to like update the stage and everything. So updating the stage to like phone call received, booked call, something like that.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, it's like in Go High Level, like all we would have to do. I mean, I'm sure if you're familiar with it. Hold on, let me try to find it. Is it this? I don't know when this is published. At the end of the day, like all we'll have to do is, maybe this isn't a good example in here. Pipeline stage changed. So in like Go High Level or in NA9, like if we're changing the opportunity or the pipeline to like booked call. So in here, like we're just looking for in pipeline, let's do this, pipeline stage. So if like something was changed to book call, then like we'll just create a contact or send a message, whatever you want to do. But it's actually like, yeah, I'm like kind of making out to seem like more complicated than it actually is. But
Because all you really need is just kind of like the profile ID and the API that attaches to the sub account, pretty much, right?
yeah, have you hooked up your credentials yet for like this Go High Level node?
Yeah, I hooked up most of them, but I haven't been in the go high level in a couple days. So
Mhm.
like I have no idea what's what. I have to go through like the whole PDR again.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so just like determine like what you need to do. Honestly, like it really helps out mapping this. So I kept running it. Of course, I'm not logged in. I got a new browser, so I'm not logged into half the things. This can get like very complex as
Yeah.
you're aware. So mapping all this out. Oh, here we go. Let me try to find it. I think this is it.
Yeah, you definitely have to get into the IDE, bro. I built out a website yesterday with 111 pages for SEO purposes
Mm-hmm.
and topical authority. Um, 3 hours, bro.
Yeah.
Super high
If I'm ever
level.
building out websites, I just use like VO, something like that. Um, okay, so like here in particular, all right, so like I broke this down into like outreach process, go high level automations, chatbot, inbound phone agent. So for the outreach process, all right, so new lead opts in, lead's going to get added to the go high level CRM. That's just like automatic, like that's just what happens. We don't do anything there. So once that happens, we set up a go high level automation that's going to call the end-to-end workflow, which makes the call to VAPI with the leads information. So like in go high level, what I did is new form submitted, trigger webhook, connect that webhook to end-to-end. And then like we have all this stuff here. So like it looks super complex, but it's pretty straightforward. Did they answer?
Yeah.
Did they not answer? If they answered, okay, well, just run a few different tasks, update a few different things. If they didn't answer, same thing, like obviously leave a voicemail within VAPI, send it to the go high level agent, send to Superbase. But yeah, I would honestly just start, if you haven't already, just creating a diagram like within Miro or like Excalibur, just so like, especially like while we're like helping you with this, like we can understand like particular things and like understand like where you're currently at and like how your things are set up. But of course, like for like future reference, it's going to be like helpful. Like if you forget things and stuff like
Yeah.
that you can data reference. So like for go high level, we have end changes opportunity to consultation booked. Hold on. End changes opportunity to outbound call one. So in that case, it automatically sends like one text and email within go high level. And then we're going to update the opportunity to follow up one text and email sent. And then like within this, we have like that webhook that's going to trigger N8N to send like a follow-up message or whatever. Like we built this out a while ago, so like methodologies may have changed. New updates have came out like with that new like agent tool. So like there's some better ways to be going about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the most efficient, but like as you can see, like this is kind of why like we want to go to just programming it,
Mm-hmm.
building it out with like we can use like Crew or Pydantic as like the Python library. But yeah, so just breaking it down into like different things. So outbound, go high level automations, chatbot, inbound, kind of just helps like simplify it in your brain. But
Okay. And what did you use to chart it out again?
I used Miro, but you can use like Excalibur. So like Excalibur, this is like free. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Like within here, just map out like different stuff. I don't know. Whatever floats your boat. I like this a little bit more. I like the fonts, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, did you have any like immediate questions?
No, I'm gonna join the call with Kishev tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I'll be able to. My PDR is in my other laptop, so hopefully I'll have it available because it does have a chart on it, and it breaks down like where all the workflows are going. It's just for whatever reason my mind's not making the connection to get it all like ready for production.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, hopefully by like the end of like next week, we'll have like everything ready. I'm not sure exactly like how long it's going to be taken to like go through like the testing with VAPI and stuff, but yeah, I mean, like you've already got like some demos and stuff like lined up for these people, so like you already have the interest generated. So we're like pretty close to kind of just start sprinting with this sort of thing.
Yeah, like I said, last year I had 3 clients. They were paying 1,000 a month each, and I was just too hands on. But now the tech is at a point where I can kind of like allow it to take full to be in the driver's seat, and all I have to do is assist.
Yeah, and I mean, like right now, like what we do is we provide like maintenance and stuff. So like we're constantly like having to like add things and stuff like that within like reason. Add like small things, and that just of course like spirals into like having to tweak the system a little bit and all that stuff. So like can get even more scalable. Like if we like move outside of end to end, but I know like within this, like we're all about like no code. But I mean, like, yeah, I'm trying to like find a way to like segue into like vibe coding a little bit more. That like context engineering approach, I think can be useful for like not only like my business, but like everybody else.
Super useful, bro. I've been building sites that typically would have taken me weeks to do, a couple minutes, hours, and I'm able to like scrape sites that you can tell they have like $1 million budget behind them and emulate them within just a few hours. Like it's incredible. I know you're very likely using the front end of Claude, so the desktop version, right?
Yeah.
Have you jumped into the terminal yet?
No, not really.
Yeah, the terminal is where you can do all of that stuff, because the desktop version is it's pretty limited.
So I mean, in that case, it's just like its own IDE then, right?
It becomes its own IDE, yeah. And then I use VS Code just for the aesthetic, so I can see the directories that are being formed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought the Claude artifacts now shows that.
The artifacts do, but like, so when you're using the desktop, it's for whatever reason. So example, a perfect example is dangerously skip permissions. You can't do that in the desktop. So like in the terminal, I could put dangerously skip permissions, have it, which is never recommended. They usually recommend you work everything through Docker, but I can have it orchestrate my actual like hard drive.
Yeah.
Check these directories, update directories, all of that stuff, and it's all within engineering prompting or prompt engineering.
Yeah. Another like reason like why I haven't like committed to like all that is just because like I don't really always like to build local. I'd like prefer to like build like on a VPS, but obviously like gotta pay for that, and you know, the more storage and GPU you want, it's gonna get more expensive. But like I just use like a simple MacBook right now.
Yeah.
So my hardware is definitely a little bit constrained. But in any case, cool. Yeah. So I put office hours for tomorrow instead of Friday. I'll be flying. So yeah, feel free to join. Otherwise, you know, I think Kashav's might be a little bit more useful at this stage with like the technical, but of course, like I think having like both of us to kind of go through it is definitely going to be useful as well.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll go through it with Kashav, see where he can get me, and then I'll jump into your session tomorrow as well, just to get you abreast of where I left off with Kashav.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, like if you like, I mean, like we can jump on like one-on-ones, like if need be, like at any other point, like if like some other time of the day, like you can't figure something out, or if you send over like a Loom video or a message, like we can get back to you pretty quickly as well.
But appreciate you, Nick. Enjoy this beautiful weather, my guy.
Oh, I will. All right. I'll see you, Chris.
All right, brother. Stay great.